Welcome to Impact Math, you guys, with Miss Taylor. Alrighty, we're going to be doing some GED math tonight. Hello, Kitty. Hey. Welcome, Unknown. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Alrighty, so we're going to be starting with some basic arithmetic. Okay, so it says list the factors of 36. Okay, so we're going to start. How I learned how to list factors is by doing like what times what gets you 36. So 1 times 36 gets you 36. So we have 1 and 36 are factors. And then what's 6 times 6? Okay, so 6 is a factor. And then 2 times what gives us 36, or 2 times 3 gets us 6, and 2 times 3, okay? So, but we're listing factors, so what goes into 36? So we know 2 times what gives us 36, I believe it's 18, and then 3 times what gives us 36, which if we do 3 into 36, I believe it's 12. 3 goes into 3 one time. And then carry down to 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So 3 times 12 also gets us 36. So these are all the factors of 36. Remember, factors are numbers that are smaller than the number given, okay? Which is different from multiples, which we will get to later. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We are going to be doing some GED math. So if you don't mind double tapping that screen, thank you for the follows. And let's keep it going. So what are the factors of 43? Hi, hello, Mary. Hello, God bless. Hi. Thank you, Official, for sharing. 1 and 43. It's prime. Good. Yes. So the only factors are 1 times 43. See, a prime number is when only 1 times itself will get you that number. Hey, Johnny. Welcome. So it is prime. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So what about, let's list the factors of 80. Now this is huge. Okay. So we could do 1. Always start with 1 and 80. Okay. So this is how I teach my kids factors. I do a little T. And then I say, what times what gives you 80? Always start with 1. So 1 and 80. 2 times what gets you 80? Well, 2 times 4 gets me 8. And I just add a 0. So I have 2 and 4, 40. Okay. 3 doesn't go into here because 3 is an odd number and this is an even number. But 4 does. So 4 times what gets me 8? Well, 2, add the 0. That's how I look at it. So then we're going to do 4 and 20. All right. Good. Okay. Leah said 5. Perfect. We have 5 and what though? 5 times what goes into 80? So if I didn't have a calculator, I will go here and I say 5 times what? Oh, thank you. Blessings to you as well. 5 goes into 8. How many times? 1. So we carry the 5. And then 8 minus 5 is 3. Drop down our 0. 5 goes into 30. There's 6 5s in 30. So it's 16. So we have 5 and 16. And then, yes, good. Somebody said, let's go. I love it. All right. Does 6 go in there? I do not believe 6 goes in there. 7, no. 8 does, though. 8 and what, you guys? Good. Somebody said 10. Perfect. 10. So 8 and 10. And I think that is it. Because 9 doesn't. We got 10 over here. And these are all the factors. GED stands for General Education Diploma, or something along those lines. But it's basically getting your high school diploma if you dropped out of high school. Oh, good. Try me. Good. So now this is really what messes people up. because they don't understand multiples. Okay, they don't understand multiples. So we have factors and multiples. So it says list the first 10 positive multiples of 7. So 7 is our first multiple. Does anybody know the second multiple? I try to go live every day from Monday through Thursday. I need help with recursive and explicit. Okay. Oh, you need explicit. I know what you're talking about. A1. Symmetric, what is it called? Arithmetic sequences. 14. Good. That's the second multiple. Yes. So 7 is the first. The second one is double. So you double 7. Good. X said 21 is the third. So really it's multiples are bigger numbers than the given number. So the fourth multiple is 7 times 4, which is 28. That's how we're getting that. The fifth multiple is 7 times 5, which is 35. Okay. The sixth, oh, good. Somebody gave me, whoa. What is the sixth multiple? So what's good? So Ty said 42. Perfect. Thank you, loyal girl, for the roses. Yes, 42. Good. The seventh multiple is 49. The eighth multiple is, what's the eighth multiple, you guys? Rainbow said 56. Perfect. And then the ninth multiple is 63. And the 10th multiple, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. Good, yes. So it says list the first 10 positive multiples of 7. So whenever you hear this word multiples, remember you're looking for bigger numbers than what the number's given. Good, okay. Let's go to the next, okay? Let's go to the next. So we're going to do a couple of more with listing some multiples. Then we're going to get into the GCF and least common multiple, okay? Hey, Selena. Hey. Ooh, okay, so Maya said 714. Oh, thank you, Michaela, for the roses. I know, truly said, I hate GCF. But, people hate it because they always mix these up. But hopefully we could straighten it out. So then you'll just be like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. So list the first 10 positive multiples of 9. So 9 is the first multiple. What's the second multiple? Good. At said, ooh, I'm about to freeze it right here. So At said 9. The second multiple is 18. The third multiple is 9 times 3 is 27. Thank you. Thank you, Michaela. The third multiple is 27. The fourth, 9 times 4 is 36. And the fifth is 9 times 5 is 45. Good. And this really helps when you're starting to get into patterns, you guys. Right? Because what would be the pattern? We'd be timesing. So 6, 9 times 6. What's 9 times 6? 9 times 6. Somebody put it in the chat. Hi. 54. Thank you. 9 times 6, 54. 9 times 7, we just did that, 63. 9 times 8, 72. And then 9 times 9, we got that 81. And the 10th multiple is 90. Okay. And so these are the first 10 positive multiples of 9. All right. Now let's talk about this greatest common factor. Okay. Now, how I learned this is I always did the tree method, okay? These little tree limbs. So what times what gives us 32? Anybody know? What times what gives us 32? 8 and 4. Thank you, Mel. 8 times 4. Okay, so I saw 8 times 4 first. I did see 2 and 16, but I saw this first. Perfect. And then we can do what times what gets us 8? 2 times 4. And what times what gives us 4? 2 times 2. and 2 times 2. Now I'm stopping at these 2's because these are called prime numbers. And remember, a prime number is anything times itself by 1. That's the only thing that can go into it. So 1 times 2 is the only way we can get 2, okay? So that's why that's prime. So I put my 8, and then I say, how many 2's do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go 1. Oh, we put 32. I was like, what? 8 don't got that many. I was like, 8 don't got that many 2's. Hold on now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so we got the 32. Now we're going to do 80, and we're going to do 8 times 10. Okay, gives us 80. Can you guys see it okay? Good. And then we know, because we just did 8 right here. So 8 has 2 times 4, circle this 2. And 4 is 2 times 2, circle, circle. Now, what times what gives us 10? Good. Somebody said repeated. Yes. Yes, repeated addition. 2 and 4. 2 and 5. Good. 2 times 5. So we have a 2 times 5. 5 is a prime, 2 is a prime. So now we list our 80. And then I say, how many 2's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have this 5 here, times 5. Now, what you're looking for is the pairs. So here, I'm going to do it with the highlighter. Here I have a pair of 2's. They both share a 2 here. They both share a 2 here. They both share a 2 here. And they both share a 2. So these 2's are the only thing they have in common. Okay? They're common. Okay? So now we take out 1, 2. So both of these go to 1, 2 times another pair comes down as a 2. Another pair comes down as a 2. And another pair comes down as a 2. Oh, I see what people are saying 16 for. I love it. They just saw it right away. So then we multiply this. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then we could do 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 4 gives us 16. And that is our GCF. So if you said 16, amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes, GED math is for your high school diploma. T's math is for nursing. So they are different. They are different. But they have some sharing, like with solving equations and different things like that. But it's more, it's different. Good, good, good. Okay. So now, okay, somebody's giving me this one, 63. I love it. No, don't say that. You're not slow. No, just take your time. High set is the same thing as a GED. Yep. Okay. So, least common multiple. As soon as I see this word, I have to think of multiples. Now, we just did all the multiples up here for 9. And on the last page, we did 7. Okay. Good. 63 is right. 63 is right. Perfect. So we're going to do, so we had 9, 18. Okay. So you guys can see it up here. The multiples of 9. The 7s, we had 7, 14. We did 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 50, 56, and 63. So the first multiple that they have in common, if you look here, is 63. This is the first least common multiple that they have. Now, if we kept on going, they would have more multiples in common, but we're looking for the least one. So this is the first one that matches up. That's our answer. And this is perfect. Great, you guys. Good. Okay. Perfect, perfect. So now we're going to, what's GED? It's for your high school diploma. That's what the GED is for. Okay. So now sometimes they do have the first 5 questions where you have to do without a calculator. Okay, when you're taking the GED. So we're just going to practice a couple of these without the calculator. Okay. So negative 4.5 times 6. So we would do negative 4.5 and we do times 6. So 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, but we have to add the 3 to that. So that would be 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, 27. And then a positive times a negative is going to be a negative. But now we have this 1 digit behind the decimal. So it's an imaginary decimal right here. We move it over. And this is our answer. Yep, negative 27. Perfect. Okay, so negative 27 is our answer. You don't need the 0.0. Okay, you don't need that. But the answer is negative 27. Okay. Good. Okay. So now this is one. Okay. Negative $6.60 minus $18, 18.50 cents. What do we get here? So 2 said negative 40. Thank you, Nori, for the roses. Selena said 40. Okay. What is my math? What are we doing? We got 40. You got 40 for this one up here, you're saying? Or this one down here? Okay, negative 25.10, negative 25.10. David, yes, overly perfect. Whenever you have 2 negatives, so let's make this make real sense. You went to the bank, you saw negative $6.60 in your bank. Before your bank give you that overdraft fee and cut off your money, they let you go to the store and you spent another $18.50. How much do you totally owe the bank? Or if you're not good at owing people, because some people are just not, think about somebody owing you. They borrowed $6.60 from you. Then they borrowed another $18.50. How much do they owe you? People get good at that when you people get funny when you like, oh, I borrowed how much from you? How much I owe you? But then when they owe you, you good at it. You know what I mean? Some people are just really good at it. So really we have to add these, but we have to keep the negative because we're in the owing. Okay. Somebody know what I'm talking about out there. So whenever you're subtracting or adding fractions, you have to line up the decimal. So we're going to do 0. 5 plus 6 gets us that 11. We carry the 1. And then 8 plus 1 gets us 9. 9 plus 6 gets us 15. Carry the 1. And 1 plus 1 gets us 2. And we keep the decimal. And if you said negative 25.10, you were right on. Perfect. Good. Oh, till what time will I be live? It just depends. Like, I know I have to leave around 5:50 because I got to go pick up my babies. But I'm on here. Okay. So here we go. 3. So negative 18 plus negative 10 minus 12. Why is it negative? It's negative because it's like somebody owes you. When you see negative $6, somebody borrowed $6 from you and then they borrowed 18. So how much did they totally owe you? Well, they owe me 25. It's not positive 25. They're not good in the good. They still owe me this. So that's why it's negative. Okay. Because we're adding more. We're going down more negative, if that makes sense. Why would you put them in reverse? For me, when I add, I always put the bigger number on top of the smaller number because I know this is going to be, I'm going down negative. So when I'm going down negative, you have to add the two numbers. Okay. So like here, what's negative 18 plus a negative 10? What do you guys get for just these two? Negative 40, negative 32. Ooh. Okay, gang said negative 28. Yes, just these two right here. Negative 10 plus a negative 18 plus a negative 10 gets us a negative 28. And then we're going to drop down this minus 12. Perfect. Okay, so we're going more negative. And then negative 28 minus 12. What do we get when we put these together? Beautify said negative 40. Perfect. iQueen said negative 40. Yes, we're going more negative. So we add the two numbers and keep it negative because we're going further in debt. So we could do 28 plus 12 really. So 8 plus 2 gives us 10. And then 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1 is 4. So that's how we get negative 40. Oh, thank you, I am. Okay, yes, good. You too, the Father. So what is the value of 5 squared? What do we say about this one? Thank you, Aya. Good, I'm glad you get it. Good. Anonymous said 25. Wild Life said 25. Leah Little said 25. Perfect. 25. Good. When you see this word squared, you guys, what that means is it's like squared with the power of a 2. And what the power of 2 means is you're doing 5 times 5. And 5 times 5 is 25. That's how they're getting 25. Never, ever do 5 times 2. Nope. Okay? And hopefully, if you start to do that, you'd be like, hear my voice. No. Thank you for the rose, hun. Thank you. Carla. Okay, so now let's look at this one. Thank you so much for the rose. What is the value of negative 5 squared? What do you guys get for this one? 25, negative 25, negative 25, negative 25. Okay, so it says, what is the value of negative 5? So I'm going to put negative 5, and negative 5 is squared. You got to be careful with your signs here because it's negative 5 squared. So what that means is negative 5 times a negative 5. Well, negative times a negative is always a positive. So 5 times 5 is 25. And this is our answer. They really try to trick you here. So make sure you get that negative in the parentheses. Because if you put this in the calculator like this, it will give you negative 25. But you have to that's why you must put parentheses around it. Okay? Because those are totally different. Good. All right. Oh, good luck on your math test. I hope you do awesome on it. Yep, do awesome. Oh, thank you, Aya. You guys are so welcome. Okay, so let's do number 1. Okay, it says, what is the value of k if 5 to the 4th times 5 to the 2 equals 5 to the k? This right here is all exponentials. Thank you, I am. Question never gets answered. Oh, what's your question, Ash? 6 and 7? 6. Ooh, good. Okay. So my question is, when you have the same base and you're multiplying, what do you do with the exponents? Do you add them, subtract them, or multiply them? What do you do in this case? Product power rule. Good. Yes, we add them. Perfect, you guys. So we do 5, 4 plus 2 is equal to 5 to the k. And so 4 plus 2 is going to give us 6. And remember, it's asking you what is the k? Well, k has to match this. So k equals 6. And that is awesome. Good. Yes. Hello, fellow tutors and math teachers and mamas and daddies who teach their kids. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Okay, so let's look at number 2. What is the value of k if 5 to the 8th divided by 5 to the k equals 5 to the 2? Thank you for the rose. What do we do here? This one's a little bit tricky, right? Good. I think I saw somebody say subtract 5 to the 6. Subtract. Good. I was just teaching this today to my freshmen. When you see this big division sign, you subtract the exponents. So how we looking at this is, what number has to be k in order for when we subtract it, 8 minus k will equal, we want it to equal 2. So we could solve for k. So, or you could just think, what number do you have to plug in here? 8 minus what number will get you 2? -6? Ooh, is it -6 or a +6? 666? Okay, I'm going to show you. We're going to solve it. So if we bring this, how do I bring this +8 to the other side? Can somebody tell me in the chat? Good. I'm getting a lot of +6. I'm getting a -6. So how do we get this 8 to the other side? What do? Subtract 8. Perfect. Opposite of a positive, you have to subtract. So we're going to -8. We're going to drop down this -k equals 2 minus 8 gets us -6. But hold on. Thank you, Stephanie, for the roses. Hold on here, right? We got to hold on. We do not have k by itself. Good. Love said divide by -1. Perfect. So we have to divide by -1. Thank you, Stephanie, for the roses. We get k equals a negative divided by a negative is always a positive. So we get 6. And this is our answer. Yep. So it is a +6. Okay. Yep, 6. Good. Okay, this says, what is the value of the cube root of -8? Good, 60, yes. Does anybody know this one? What do you guys say for this one? 2i, 2, 2, 2. -2i. Ooh, somebody's thinking of some algebra 2. Good. Okay, so when we have this cube root, what you want to do is what times what gets us 8? Well, 2 times 4. And then what times what gets us 4? Well, 2 times 2. But remember, we need a -8. So these have to be negative because a negative times a negative is a positive. But then a positive times a negative goes back what we want to a negative. So how I teach my kids how to take cube roots is you list off all the factors. Okay. And then you're looking for a group of this number. Okay. So I have a group of 2's, which is -2. So it comes out as 1. And this is the value. So let me show you this, because if you are able to put this into the calculator, like if they give you one like this with the calculator, let me show you how you would put this in. So for my calculator, you would hit math, and then you would go down to this 3 term and see how it has that little 3 in the index. And then you will put -8. Press enter, and you get the -2 there. Now, for those who said I, be careful. Remember, the I only comes if this is an even number, not an odd. So, good. But I'm glad you was thinking along those lines. So, good job. Yes, Dominique, I do tutoring for ASVAB. Yes. What days? I don't know yet, but I will be doing it one of these days. Oh, don't feel nauseous. No. Okay. Good. I'm glad it's a good refresher. So let's simplify this one. Okay. Ooh, so somebody said the square root of 200. So here I would go, what times what gives me 40? And then I would say 8 times 5. Okay. And then what times what gets me 8? Well, we know that here. What times what? 2 times 4 and 2 times 2. Now, this is a square root. Okay, this is a square root. It's not a cube root. So we would draw this square root, and I'm going to put all of these primes in it. So I'm going to put 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times this 5. And when you have a square root, you're looking for pairs. So I circle a pair here and I have a pair here. So the pair can actually come out as 1, 2, and 1, 5. Now this guy cannot come out because it's lonely and it needs the house for it not to be lonely. So that's how come it stays in. I like to tell myself a little story. I know y'all too done with me. But that's why I can't take this out, okay? So 2 times 5 gets us 10 square root 2. And this is our answer. Why did we put the 5 twice? Great question. From this square root 5 and this 5 under here, we just put it all together because it said times square root 5. So I put the 2 5s together like that. I put all the prime numbers underneath one big square root. Okay, good. So I said they love it. Good. So that's how come we got 2 5s. One from here and one from here. Great question. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you. Somebody said I collected all the prime numbers. That's exactly what I did. Good, good, good. So now let's do some simplifying, some solving, okay? So this is a lot to do with order of operations. So let's look at the first one. So we have 52 plus the square root of 64 divided by 10. Where do we start? Oh, somebody said, how did you get the answer? For which one? For on the back page? Hold on. I want to go back real quick because somebody had a answer. I want to answer all the questions. So we're going back. How do we get this answer right here? The 10 square root 2. We got so once since this is a square root, the pairs come out as 1. And since we have a pair of 2, they come out as 1. And since we have a pair of 2 here, it comes out as 5. And then you multiply the 2 times 5 and get the 10. But this guy has to stay in because it doesn't have a square. It doesn't have 2 of them. The parentheses first. Okay. So does that explain? Oh, okay. 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 Good, good, good. Good. I'm glad you see. Okay, perfect. Good. All right. So let's go here. Let's keep it pushing. So, does anybody know the square root of 64? Does anybody know that? What is the square root of 64? 60 said 8. Good. Short said 8. Good. Remember, when you're taking the square root, you're looking at what times itself. See, that's what I was talking about with those pairs. See, 8 times 8 gives us 64. So the pair comes out as just 1/8. Perfect, you guys. So now what's 52? So remember, order of operations, we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. So what's 52 plus 8? That gets us, what is that, 60? Good. And somebody said the answer is 6. 60 divided by 10 gives us 6. And that is your answer. Good. Yes, the answer is 6. Yes, period. Exactly. Ellen, I feel you. The best math class around. Thank you. All right, so let's do number 2. Evaluate. Okay, so here we have, so another word that just means get one value. Okay, let's get one value. So where do we start? Oh, thank you. Where do we start? Thank you, Kay, for the rose. Parentheses. I love it. We're going to start up in here. Okay, here we go. This is this 7th grade math that's coming back to haunt us. -5 minus 14. What do we get when we combine this? -19. Wonderful. Remember, somebody owes you $5. They said, let me get 14 more dollars. They owe you $19. Yep. Yes. As soon as you see this -5, think about somebody owing you some money and they borrowed some more money. So they owe you 19. We're going to drop down everything else. Good. Now we're here. Do we add or do we multiply? Which comes first? Good. Multiplication. Yes, we have to multiply before we can add. So -10 times a -19 gets us a positive 190. So whenever you multiply a number by 10, you could just add a 0 to the number, okay? That's a shortcut. So now we're going to drop down our -3. Perfect. And now here goes these integers, okay? So -3 plus 190. Good, I'm seeing those answers come in. Yes, 187. Awesome. Perfect, you guys. It's like your bank account was -$3, but then that good old check hit at the right time and made you back positive. Right? It's like, ooh, thank goodness that came in before that overdraft fee hit the bank, okay? So 190 came in, boom, and made us back positive. Aw, thank you. Somebody crying. Oh, man, I had to learn that the hard way though when I was a young adult. That overdraft, and then I finally got overdraft protection. I was like, okay, because I can't be paying for all these charges for going over. Good. Somebody said, I thought a negative and a negative is a positive if there is parentheses. Yep. So a negative and a negative does equal positive. That's why we changed it to a positive. Oh, thank you, lady. All right. So now let's do this. Let's do this one, right? Okay. Where should we start? Where would you guys start? Okay. 2. Division. Top. Okay, I like that. I would start at the top. But what can I do with the top? Somebody said multiply. Perfect. So I'm going to write this division bar. And I'm going to keep this 4 plus. And then I'm going to multiply here. So 3 times 2 gets us 6. All right. Should we finish the top, or should we go to the bottom and do a little bit, or should we keep the bottom the same and do one thing at a top? Like, what do you guys want to do? Should we do a little bit on the bottom? Division on the bottom. I love it. So we're going to keep this 7 the same. We're going to drop down this 7 because we can't subtract. So negative 14 divided by 7. What does that give us? Negative 14 divided by 7. Can you guys put it in the chat? Good. Iris said negative 2. Yes, negative 2. Now we can go back to the top because we have addition on the top. 4 plus 6 is 10. And then on the bottom, 7 minus 2 is 5. Good. So Lilo said 2. The answer is 2. Yes, Lilo. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. And that is the answer. Okay, somebody said they don't understand the beginning. So let me show you where we first started, okay? We started right here. That's how we got this number. That's how we got 6, because we did 3 times 2, and that's how come we got 6 right here, okay? Then we went from this, negative 14 divided by 7, and that's how come we got this negative 2. Now here, we just dropped these down. Those are the exact same, okay? Yeah, lady, I am a teacher. I teach high school math right now, but one day I'm going to go get my master's and I'm going to be at a community college because that's where I fell in love with teaching, really. I just love teaching adults, I just feel like it just helps the family. Okay, and then that's when we did the top and bottom. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, good. All right. Oh, thank you. So let's do a couple of more, okay? Because some people were asking for a little bit more. So let's do some more here. Okay. Woo. Right? So we got, whoa, what is this? What is this? This is intense, right? It's like looking overwhelming. But let's start with the innermost. Okay, so I have an in parenthesis here and an in parenthesis here. So where I'm going to start is by first my innermost. I think I wrote this wrong, you guys. I think that's what it is. Because you guys see this parenthesis right here? It's too many parentheses. I don't have enough parentheses. This is what happens when you're working late at night. So I'm going to do this because I have this parenthesis here. I'm going to put another parenthesis here to make it more spicy. Okay. So we're going to start with our innermost, which is right here. So we'll start here. All right. You guys tell me, what do we get here? What does this simplify down to? M's, when I do geometry, when I have my geometry night, I most definitely can do some trig, sine and cosine. Yes. So 2, 2, 3, 3. Ooh. Remember, a negative and a negative is always a positive. So change that to a big positive, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. Good. Now, since I'm only getting one number here, I do not need the parentheses. I don't have to drop down these parentheses. Okay. And then I have to drop down this big parenthesis though. So I'm going to put this big parenthesis, put a cube right there. And then now I drop down the plus, but now we will go here with the exponents right here. So, yes, we have to add the exponent over here. But so let's do, what's 2 to the second power? What does that give us? Good. Alejandra said 4, 4. Perfect. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. Close this parenthesis and put 4 on the outside. All right. What do we do next? You guys let me know. Add. Good. Yes. We have to add first. We have to simplify, get one number before we can multiply, because this exponent is the problem. That's why we can't multiply here, because of this exponent. So 4 plus 3 gets us 7. Okay. To the third and to the 4. Now, can we multiply here, or do we have to do 7 to the third power? 7 times 7 times 7. Yes. Good. So we have to do this first. And who got time for that? So 7, we're going to put this in the calculator. 7 to the third power is some huge number. I know it has to be. It's 343. Yes, 34. Good. Somebody said 340 something. Good. Okay. So 343. And we still have parentheses because we have a 4 attached to the parenthesis. And then we will multiply that. Okay. Good. So somebody said 1372. Yep. So 1372. I love it. And this is our answer. Good. All right. So let's talk through it one more time. We had 2 negatives. We changed to a positive. We did 1 plus 2. We dropped down our 3. Then we did 2 times 2 to get us this 4. I probably should have put that in pink, because this 4 right here is where we got, this is what came down. Okay. Then we did 4 plus 3, got us 7. And then let me do another highlighter color. To get this number, because I did not write it, I want to write it out. You have to do 7 times 7 times 7, because 7 to the third means 7 times 7 times 7. That's how we got this number. We dropped down the 4. And then we multiply it. Okay. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hey, more math. So more math is another awesome teacher that breaks down the math. She be teaching me. So please go follow her. She is amazing. Middle school. Hey. Yes. Ratios. If you're struggling with ratios, awesome. I mean, everything she does good. So we have this. Find the absolute value of x minus y when x equals 3 and y equals 8. Ooh. Tell me what this is going to look like. So hopefully something is shouting out in your guys' brain. Something should be saying, what do we do? What do we do? 5. The answer is positive 5. Positive 5. Okay. So we have here, we have a 3, which is right here. And we have an 8, which we're going to plug in for right here. Okay. So we're going to write this absolute value down. And then when I see this green, I'm plugging in 3 minus, when I see the pink, I'm plugging in a 8. And then what do we get when we do 3 minus 8? Negative 5. Good. So we get negative 5. Oh, I saw somebody do something really good. Okay, remember, you're replacing this 3 for x. So you can't have 3x and 8y. No. This 3 goes in place of. It's substituting in, okay? It's good. So now this is the last step. Absolute value of a negative number always makes it comes out as a positive. And that is our answer. Why is it negative? Because we're doing 3 minus 8. So you started with $3 in your bank account. You went to the store and spent 8. You're down $5. Okay. Hopefully that answered that question. Okay. Somebody said, "Child, who made this stuff up?" I know. I used to be saying the same thing, okay? I'm telling you guys, I was terrible at math. I wish you guys could talk to my high school teacher. I know he's like, you a math teacher? But it always be the ones that struggle is the best. You know what I mean? I understand the struggle of not understanding. It's like, oh, thank you, Alan, for the rose. Somebody said I still am terrible. But you are here with us tonight, so yay, yay. So now let's do this one. So it says simplify. So we have negative 20 plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to drop down my absolute. And can you guys tell me, what do we get here? Negative 20 plus 5. Jam said negative 15. Good. Yes, negative 15. All right, so let's talk about it. Somebody borrowed $20 from you. They paid you 5. Well, they still this phone. So yes, we get negative 15. So sorry if it paused right there. Okay. We're going to drop down this minus in the middle. And then we're going to do, okay, what's the absolute value of a negative? Actually, I guess I don't need that. What's the absolute value of a negative number? It comes out as a positive 40. Okay. So this will come out as a positive 40. We drop down that minus sign. The absolute value of a negative 15 comes out as a positive 15. Good. Yes. CH said 15 minus 40. I love it. SCN. Yes. Somebody said, what happened to the bank account? I know. We started off with 15. We went to that store. We didn't know we had 15 in there, and we went to the store and spent 40. Ooh. And then what we end up with? So we owe 25. I love it, you guys. Is it 25? Let me see. It's 10, 30, 30. Yeah. Negative 25. Wonderful. So let me tell you how my brain did it. Okay. This is how I break down these numbers. 40 minus 10. That gets me 30. Then I'm doing 30 minus 5. That's how I get to my 25. Thank you, Michelle, for the hearts. Thank you. Okay. So good. What grade is this? I would say this is like middle school. This is beginner algebra 1. This level right here. This order of operations, this is freshman year algebra 1. But middle school, 8th grade, they do this as well. Okay. All right. Okay, let me look at the time. Good, we got time, y'all. Okay, so here we go. So let's do some reducing fractions. Let's do some basic work. Oh, good. Some more math said it's 6th and 7th grade math. So thank you, because yes, I'm not sure, but yes, perfect. Good. Okay, somebody said I love fractions. Awesome. So let's do some reducing fractions. So what does 9 and 12 both have in common? What number do they? 3. Good. This is 3. So more math actually teaches this. Okay. So I'm telling you, she be teaching me some skills. Y'all better go follow. She is the one. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. And when you have a odd over even, you know you are done. 3/4. Okay. 3/4. That's it. All right. What about number 2? This one is a little bit. Somebody said, I wish pre-calc was this easy. I know. Are you guys doing conic sections right now? 11. I love it. Yes, so we're dividing by 11 and dividing by 11. What we do to the bottom, we always do to the top, or vice versa, okay? So 11 divided by 11, whenever you divide the same number by itself, you're going to get 1, okay? 33 divided by 11. 33 divided by 11 is 3. So this is 1/3. Odd over odd, done. Yep. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, what about here? What does 14 and 35 have in common? Boo says 7. Ebony says 7. Perfect. It says 7. You guys are rocking it today. Yes, so we're going to divide these both by 7. Now, let's just say somebody's like, how are they getting these numbers? If you're not good at seeing this, just break down what times what gets you 14. Well, 2 times 7 gets me 14. What times what gets me 35? Well, 5 times 7. Uh-oh, I see something. I see something. I see these 7s that they both have in common. That's how they're knowing to divide by 7. We can cancel this out. And what's our answer? Boom. 2/5. Okay. So that's another way of doing it. If you're not good at seeing the number, you don't have to be good at that. You just have to know what times what gets you 14. Okay. Now, what about number 4? 4/9. What do you guys say? Good. 4/9. Exactly. Somebody said I'm stuck. Exactly. Even over odd. Done. That's done. We can't do nothing. They have nothing in common. And if we look here, 4 is 2 times 2. Versus 9 is 3 times 3. They have absolutely nothing that we can cross out. So that's why it's done. Okay, because there's no 2 on the bottom in order to cancel out. Okay. What about 15 and 8? Somebody said done. It's done too. Odd over even. Done. So let me explain why. So what times what gives us 15? 3 times 5. What times what gets us 8? 2 times 4. Well, these can never cross out with these, so we're done. We can't simplify nothing because 3 can't go into 2 and 5 can't go into 4. Now somebody said a mixed number. Yes. And if you were, or the HESI test, most definitely, or the ASVAB. ASVAB. This going to be, yes. Right now it's an improper fraction. Y'all, thank you. Okay, I see you guys coming out with these vocab terminology words. I love it. Yes. All right, so we can't do some math without some scientific notation, right? We have to do some scientific notation. Yes, I do. Mari, email me. Yes, I do tutoring, you guys, for ASVAB, GED, college, all the way up to college algebra, some pre-calc I do as well. Just not calculus. No more calculus. I used to be, and then, when you don't teach it for years, oh, I'm so sad. You kind of, you lose some of the skills that you had. Not Yahoo. That's my other one. impactmath19@gmail.com. Okay. So if you email me here, I will get back to you. If not today, in for sure a couple of days. Okay. So translate 316.72 into scientific notation. So how do we do scientific notation? Does anybody know what that looks like? Oh, thank you, homeschool mom. Thank you. Yes, I tutor for the HESI. Yes. Yeah, that's really what I want to do as well, because I'm a teacher, I be teaching other kids, but it's nothing like teaching your own kids. That brings on a level of patience out of this world. I'm like, and like you guys, I have a just turned 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Okay, so I'm like two. And I'm in the beginner phase of teaching my daughter how to read. And, it's like they look at the word. I was like, is something wrong? But she'll like look at the word and just say a completely different word. And then my friend was like, no, that's normal. And I'm like, oh my goodness, am I a terrible mom? Like I'm like sounding it out for her, but they said that's a normal stage. So I'm like, I got all my English friends. I'm like, I got your kids on the math. You help my daughter with the English part. Okay, so let's do this first one. So to translate 316.72 into scientific notation, what we have to do is move this decimal till it's one digit in front of it. So we're going to move it to the left, 1, 2. And how we write this is we do 3.1672 times 10 to the, and how many digits did we move it over? How many digits we got? How many digits do we have? Why is my brain like going blank right now? Somebody, what is it to the power? Oh, this is how the form is for scientific notation. You have to put times 10 to the what power here? -2 to the second. To the second. Is anybody 3? If we put to the second, let me see if we multiply this out and see if we could get it. Okay, so I'm going to do what you guys said. 3.1672 times 10 to the second power. Let's see what we get. And see how we got our answer back. 3.316.72. So scientific notation says you can only have one digit before the decimal and then everything else follows after it. And the number that goes up here is how many times you move the decimal. Now, people were saying -2, but you got to be careful because if you do to the -2 power, let me show you this. If you do to the -2, it will give you this. So see how it keeps on going? You would go too far, like it goes to the far. So when you're going this way, it's to the positive, but when you go to the right, it's to the negative. So let me show you with this one. So we're going to express 0.00250 in scientific notation. So I'm going to rewrite this 0.00205. Remember, I have to have one digit. So I move it over 1, 2, 3. Stop right here. I have a digit in front of it. So I rewrite this as 2.05 times, I have to do this 10 because that's the form of scientific notation. And then I need a little number up here. Well, how many humps did we move it? 1, 2, 3. Good. So the blue said -3. Perfect. And since we're going to the right, it is negative. So we put -3. Oh, I've made my box too small, but it's 2.05 times 10 to the -3. Okay. So negatives is when you have zeros in front. Positive is when you're going to the left. All right. And I'm sure somebody can explain this better, but that's the best I can do. Thank you for the rose. Thank you. I don't usually teach this. How do I teach it? I think it shows up a little bit, but not really. Yeah. I mean, it's like thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. All right. Pluto is, how many zeros? 1. So this is billion, 5,914,000,000, or how do we say this? It's a huge number. KM. from the sun, okay? Represent the distance in scientific notation. All right. When you see something like this, there's always an imaginary decimal after every whole number, okay? Is this 5 billion, you guys? Is this 5 billion? Ooh, I said 5.914 times 10 to the 9. Let's see it. So we're going to do 5, okay, 914. I'm going to rewrite this. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we have our decimal right here. Okay, thank you. And then we're going to move it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't stop here because I don't have one digit in front. So I have to keep on going. 8, 9. Oh, only one digit. I stop. That tells me to stop here. So it's 5.914. You never write the zeros, okay? Times what number goes right here? Can somebody tell me? Teresa said 10 to the 9th. I love it. I teach 9th through 12th grade. This year I have a freshman algebra 1 class all year long. And then I'm a credit recovery teacher before you have to go to the dreadful Edgenuity program that it just does an injustice, I feel. But I have seniors, juniors. It's just people that need a credit, but I teach algebra 1 and geometry. Oh, thank you. I do a little bit of chemistry. Just a little bit, though. And then we get over to the 9th. So count those zeros. 1, 2, 3. And that's how you get 9 power. Perfect, you guys. All right. Now, just by looking at this number, I got a question for y'all. When we do this little power thing, is it going to be a negative or a positive? Wait, let me put a poll out, okay? Because I want to see this. So you're going to put a happy face. If you're going to put a happy face, what do you guys say? Ooh, we're getting a lot of happy faces by looking at this number. Is the exponent going to be positive or is it going to be negative? Okay, so we got 28 happy faces, 13, the third. Okay, the sad faces is climbing, negative, negative, negative. Okay, good, sad face, fat face. Those who said sad faces, 100% correct. Now, we might not be able to see it yet, but let's talk about it, okay? So we have 0, 0, 0, 8. And we want to represent this in scientific notation. Remember, we need a digit before the decimal. So we have to move this over 1, 2, 3, and we can stop here, 4. So we're going to write this as 8 times 10 to the, we moved it over, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's negative 4. So it's 8 times 10 to the negative 4. And if you ever want to check it, you should be able to put it into the calculator. So 8 times 10 to the negative 4. Oh, man, it's giving me that. I want it to give me back to decimal. Why is my calculator doing this? 8 times, let me see, 8 times, let's do 10 to the negative 4. It's tripping right now. How do I get it out of here? I need it in decimal. Does anybody know? I can't think right now. But you would go backwards, okay? This should, if my calculator wasn't tripping and giving me this E stuff, it would show you this number, okay? Like it did up here. I don't know why it's starting to go to that, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay, now this is what the GED test actually will look like, right? Because it's all multiple choice. Well, not all of it. Some of it's like plug in the value or drag and drop. But most of the majority is multiple choice. So I'm going to give you guys a second. It says evaluate the following expression. Are you going with A, B, C, or D? What do you guys say? Yes, official for the first 5 questions is non-calculator, and then the rest of the test you could use a calculator. So, we getting B, B, B. Okay, so everybody, some people are saying B, as B is our answer. All right, so we're going to check it out here. So we're going to do 5 minus 3 is 2 times, and then I have to divide here. So 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 gets us 6. Ooh, times 2. So 2 times 6, it's actually D. Yes, 12, 12, 12, 12. It's D. Good, you guys. Yeah, so those who got 8 before, let's see what you could have done. Did you add this first before dividing? Because let me see, 8 divided by 2 would have gave you 4. Yes, that's exactly what you did. Remember, you can never add before division because PEMDAS says we have to do multiplication and division from left to right before we can add and subtract, okay? And this is a common error, so make it now so that when you take your test, you don't make it then. Wonderful, you guys. I've never done square roots before. Okay, so we're going to, good. This is your first time doing them tonight, okay? So simplify the problem. Do you always do PEMDAS for every equation? When they're giving you simplifying like this, evaluate like this, yes. Yes. Okay, somebody said B for this. Somebody said A. A. Okay. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Yep. Okay, so let's look at this. So to take the square root of 75, remember we're looking for pairs. So when I think of 75, I'm thinking I have 3 quarters. So 3 times 25. And then what times what gets us 25? 5 times 5. Parents, this is so crucial. 75s, 100s, 50s, and 25s. Please play with your kids using quarters. Having them understand, because if they understand 4 quarters makes 100, it helps them with percents. It also helps them with fractions. 3/4, 75. 1/2, 50. It really goes back and back together, okay? So if you can play with them on that, it will help them in their long run do mental math, okay? So we're going to do 3 times 5 times 5. Remember, we're taking the square root, so I'm looking for a pair, which is right here. I have my pair. Remember, a pair comes out of the square root as a 5. And then this 3, oh no, it don't got nobody. It has to stay underneath the house so that it's not lonely. So it stays there. So right here, exactly, people are saying A. Yes, I would stop because this is 2. Okay. And then what times what gives us 72? Well, 8 times 9 gives us 72. Oops, sorry, guys. And then what times what gets us 9? 3 times 3. And then we did 8, 2 times 4, and 2 times 2. So I would list 72, and I'm looking for pairs. So I have 2 times 2 times 2, okay, times 3 times 3. And then my pairs are, I have 1 pair of 2 here, and I have 1 pair of 3 here. Ooh, I would have got this. Would I got this wrong? Let's see. So we could take out, is this 7? Yeah. So we could take out a 2 and we could take out a 3. And this square root 2 must stay in. Okay. So this is why I cannot stand. Sometimes I can't stand these questions because this is the answer, you guys, but we went all the way down. They left 8 in there. They did not simplify it all the way. So let me show you what they did. Okay, but I'm going to show you what the true answer should be. Okay, so we have 5 square root 3 over 2 times 3 is 6 square root 2. This is the most simplified version. But they said simplify the following problem, and they're giving you multiple choice here. So they left this 8 in here. So how they wrote 72. Oh, so let me write it over here how they wrote it. So you guys can follow. They wrote 8 times 3 times 3. So they saw this pair and just took out 1 3 and left the square root 8 for 72. That's why 8 is true. Okay, and then 5 square root 3. This is the tricky stuff that they do on the GED. It's like, wait, but you simplified it all the way up here, but why didn't you simplify it here all the way, right? To get this. But they got to make money. Remember that always. The more people that fail this, the more money that they get. Yeah, I know. This is the trickery. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have to run to pick up my babies. But you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Tomorrow, I'm going to probably be doing middle school math, or it's either middle school math or ASVAB. I haven't decided yet, but one of those. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bye, you guys. Thank you, pal.